Well, hi there, friends. We're going to make little critters today. Little critters, little critters. You go ahead and get my dot cam set up a little bit better. Here we go. Okay, you're going to need a lump of clay. Make sure it's somewhat hydrated. My hands are hot, so I'm going to put some water on my hands and just squish this clay together into a ball. Okay, so I have a ball shape. I'm going to tear the ball in half. Okay, I did it. Yay. Now I have two. I'm going to set one aside and use it in a minute. And I'm going to work on this ball. Oh, my hands got dry again. A little bit of water. Okay, so now I have another ball of clay. You know what? I'm going to give it a quick little roll just to see if I can make it come together a little bit more. Okay, we're going to make the body of a critter. And this is a little bit easier than I think maybe some people thought it was. We're going to take our thumb and go 1, 2, 3. Just put it on our thumb. And I'm going to just gently squeeze it around my thumb. Don't go through. Okay, boom. And that's a hole in there. And this is the body. And it sits on the table just like that. So we're going to set this aside. We'll get that other ball of clay that we had on the side earlier. And I'm going to take this and rip it in half. Okay, and I'll set that piece aside and work on this. Oh, look, my hands got dry again. I'm going to add some water. Ooh, magic water. I like it. Okay, and I'm going to roll this into a ball. Oh. It's kind of close. It's kind of like a ball. It's almost there. Okay, that's a ball. And this is going to be the head. Oh no, the head fell off. Oh, okay. So we need to make sure the head doesn't fall off. And we need to keep it there for real. So we're going to scratch the top of the body and we're going to scratch the underside of the head. So I'm going to scratch, 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 scratchy, scratch, 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 scratch. Okay, so I scratched these up pretty good. You can use a toothpick. You can use a fork. You can use a sharp pencil. You can use anything that's kind of sharp and pointy. I have this sharp and pointy tool. Yipes! You can use a needle. And then if you have prepared slip, you're going to add slip to this. If you don't have prepared slip, you're just going to add a little bit of water to it. Make sure it's nice and sticky. So I'm just scoring mine again so it's sticky. I'm going to put the head, boom, right there on top. And it's not attached yet. And I'm going to stick my finger in there. And I'm going to try to stick my finger all the way through into the head. Okay? And try to get those two things to come together. Okay? You could use, instead of your finger, because some people have bigger hands than I do, you could use a back of a pen, the back of a pencil, to just go all the way through and into the head. Don't go through the head. So now I have a body and the head. Yay! Looks like a snowman almost. Do you want to build a snowman? No, not really, not right now. Okay. All right, we're going to start making his little feeties. So my clay got a little dry, so I just added some water to my hands, squished my clay, and now it's squishy and sticky and good. Okay, I'm going to grab tiny hunks of clay and roll them into a ball. I'm going to try to make them the same size. That one's really big compared to that one. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit small. I'm going to pinch some off. Yipes. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, so these are going to be the feet, the bottom feet. And then we need to make the top feet, and those are going to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to grab less clay from my chunk that I set off to the side, and I'm going to roll those into a ball. Yay! Oh, that one's really tiny. Oh, it's too small. I'm gonna add some clay to it and roll it again. Okay. Now we want to flatten these a little bit like a coin. So I'm going to add a little bit of pressure, and they're only a little bit flat. They're still pretty thick. Okay, only a little bit flat. Not super flat, a little bit flat. Like little coins. So here's the hands, the top hands, and these are going to be the feet. Okay, made a coin. Here's another coin. Okay, so now I have the bottom feet and the top feet. Now we need to put them on our critter. And you know what? I'm going to look at this and figure out which side I think is going to be the best front. I think this is the best front. So I'm going to need to attach the hands to the top and the feet to the bottom. And it's going to look like this. Okay. When we attach playthings to other playthings, we always slip and score. Okay, so we score, score, and you would add slip, score, score, and I don't have slips, so I'm just going to use some water, and I'm going to just dot it on. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. I'm going to give it one more little scritchy scratch just to make sure it's nice and sticky there. Okay. And I'm going to put my top feet on, top little handy paws, and then I'm going to put my bottom ones on. Boop. Boop. Okay. All right. Next, I need to turn these into actual feet. So I'm going to take my pinky and push a little bit in the middle of that guy. I'm going to take my pinky and push in the middle of that one. Okay, so now I've got these little indentations. Then you need a pen or a pencil or kind of like a pointy tool. And we're going to make 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we have some top paws. I'm going to take my thumb and do the same thing to the bottom. Pushing my thumb in a little bit, so it's a little bit bigger because it's a bigger foot. Push in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got a head, a body, and some feeties. Now we need a face. So I'm going to be making a teddy bear. And you can actually change this to make anything you want. And we can kind of look at this. I'm not going to slip and score everything because I want to give you guys choices. So I rolled a small ball and I'm going to flatten it like a coin. Okay, just like we did for the hands and feet. Okay, and I would slip, score, and attach it onto the front of the face. Okay, onto the front of the face. Okay. Now I need a nose. So I'm going to just, my hands are dry. You got to keep those hands hydrated. Okay, and now I'm going to roll. This one's a little bit challenging, so if you need some help with this part, that's okay. I'm going to roll a teensy tiny itty bitty piece of clay. And then I'm going to try to squish it into a triangle shape. Okay. If that is just way too hard for you, here's another way to do it. Take another small, tiny piece of clay, roll it into a ball, flatten it into a coin. Make sure it doesn't stick to your table. Flatten it into a coin and you're going to use something to cut it with. I'm going to use this old gift card and I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut just a little piece off, boom, like that. And now I have this little triangle. I don't know if you guys can see the triangle. Okay, so that's the little triangle. And I'm going to slip, score, and attach it to the front. Boom. And now I have a nose on my bear. A nose. But my bear wants to be able to see us, so I'm going to give him some eyes. And now we need to add the ears. Dry hands. Got hot hands today. Okay. I'm going to take a little piece of clay, roll it into a ball, gently flatten it into a coin. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Now I have 2 semicircles. I'm going to use my pinky again. I'm going to take one of these and put it over my pinky and form it around, and then take it off. Take the other one, put it over my pinky, and form it around. Okay, I have 2 like moon shapes. These are the ears. Slip, score, and attach the ears on. Boop. Boop. Okay, so I have a little teddy bear. He needs a little tiny tail, and that one's super easy. It's just a little ball of clay rolled up, and you slip, score, and attach it right there to his little bear butt. Wiggle, wiggle tail, wiggle tail. So that's how you turn it into a bear. Now you can use the same idea and make something else. Let's say you wanted, I'm going to take his little hands off here. Let's say you wanted to make a kangaroo. Well, kangaroos have much bigger feet. So I'm going to take this extra clay that I have. I still have the body. I still have the head. Those are the same. Those haven't changed. And I'm going to take some clay, equal parts because I'm making the legs and making it at the same time. Roll them into a ball-ish. Roll into a ball-ish. Check to see if they're about the same size. They're pretty close. And then I'm going to roll it into a log. Roll it into a log. Okay, so these are legs, but that doesn't look like a kangaroo. So I'm going to take the end of this leg here and just go turn it up. Take the end of this one and go and turn it up. So now he's got feet. Okay, and you would slip, score, and attach. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Add some slip. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Add some slip. And now we have some legs. Okay, do the tail. That's another ball. Roly, roly, roly. Roll it into a cone. That one's a little bit harder. Okay. And this one you slip, score, and attach, but this one you're also going to have to blend. Okay. Just blend it in so that way it looks like the tail's growing out of the body. Okay. He needs some hands. So I'm actually going to give him hands on the side. Dry hands. Let's roll these up. Okay. I'm going to turn these into longer, like roundy pieces, like a teardrop almost. Okay. I'm going to attach them right here. Boop-de-boop. Alrighty. I'm going to do his face. You know, I think I'm going to do his face the same way I did the teddy bear's face because I thought that was pretty cute and I think that that'll work. Okay, got the coin for the face. Boop, right there. Boop. And then I'm going to give him a nose. Boop. A nose. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, and now the ears are going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of clay now for the ears. I have a little bit left. I'm going to roll them into a ball. Okay, so I have 2 little balls. And then I'm going to roll them into a teardrop shape. So it's pointy. Roll that into a teardrop shape. Now this is a little bit more challenging than the teddy bear. So if you feel like the teddy bear is too easy for you, try the kangaroo. If you feel like the kangaroo is too hard, try the teddy bear. Okay, so I have my 2 teardrops. I'm going to flatten them just like a coin, like we did with the other items. Just like a coin. And you can do the same thing if you're making kitty cat ears. He's got to start to the table. And I'm going to cut the bottoms so they're flat. I'm going to bend them around my pinky, just like the bear ears. Okay. And you would slip, score, and attach up to the top. Slip, score, and attach up to the top. And I think my kangaroo is missing some things, so I'm going to give him, I'm going to use the back of this pen to make the pads of his feet. And I'm just going to roll this sharp tool around, give him some tootsie tots, some toeses, some toeses. Okay, and I'll give him some lines on here so it looks like he's got little handies. Kangaroos have big toes. Okay, and he needs a pouch. So my clay right here is really thick, so I've got plenty of room. I can try to cut a pouch and open it. And then just stick your finger down in there. And then close it up a little bit. Okay. So I squashed his face. Okay. I'm going to give him a little mouth. He's a funny roo. My little kanga. Okay. So there's a little kangaroo. And we did a teddy bear. Okay. You could do a cat. You could do a dog. It's all about just changing the little appendages and things on the outside of the body. Have fun making critters. Boingy, 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 boingy.